Nate Richardson, gonna read you my notes on parenting examples from the Bruce McConkie family. Read the Bruce McConkie story and by Joseph Fielding McConkie, his son, the story of Bruce R. McConkie, and these are a couple notes I took on the topic of parenting. And I've got some other ones on topic of education and just the whole notes in general. You can go check it out at richardsonstudies.com. So let's go ahead and take a look. This will be a short one as well. These are paraphrases from the biography. For breakfast, he always ate the same whole wheat mush. His wife ground the wheat in an old coffee grinder. Store-bought cereal was only for special occasions, as there were 8 children in the family. Christmas morning, everyone dressed, made their beds, and would line up on the stairs according to age. Then Bruce would go into the living room, turn on the tree lights, and see if Santa really came. He was always surprised. Christmas dinners were filled with telling of memories, laughing and crying together. Each week they visited both sets of grandparents. Back then people knew how to visit. His mother insisted her married children meet together frequently to study the gospel all together. His dad would send people home to get their scriptures if they showed up without them. Bruce followed the same pattern with his married children. He didn't give his children an allowance. They were expected to help. Half of everything his children earned was to be saved for a mission fund. Bruce said, quote, "I would never brag about my children. If they are worth bragging about, someone else will do it for me." Close quote. His son said, quote, "My father never threw a ball to me, never took me hunting or camping, nor did he have any idea how to change the oil in a car." Close quote. He was just not into that stuff. They did other stuff. When he had a free Saturday... Okay, Joe. When he had a free Saturday, he would wake his kids early to go hike, saying, "Come on, great men climb mountains." The importance of learning is something caught, not taught. Children learn to love what their parents do. In their home, a love of the gospel was preeminent. He treated high school athletics with tolerance rather than excitement. His enthusiasm was reserved for things like mission calls. He only gave praise for things that mattered. He didn't teach his children sports, mechanics, etc., because he didn't know those things. He taught them to do hard work, to sweat, to get blisters and a sore back as a part of a well-rounded life. He didn't write his sons serving missions about what was going on at home. He wrote them Paul-like epistles. His son, the author of the biography, had a knee injury, so he had to stop basketball and joined the debate team. Bruce marched around singing, saying, quote, "My son is going to use his brain. My son is going to use his brain." Close quote. He didn't teach his kids to tie a tie or attend their scouting awards. He didn't teach them, he never took them to a ball game. They never went to a movie together. His son says, quote, "In short, we were not a recreationally minded family." Close quote. He didn't teach them patience. He expected them to work with him quickly in the yard, etc. Activities they did together were projects like tile, shingling, digging a root cellar, painting a house. When he came home in the evening and saw his son wasn't working, the first thing he would say was, quote, "Mother, isn't there something Joseph can be doing?" Their mother taught them to garden, weed, and irrigate, as Bruce was gone so often. Bruce was fearless of sweat and calluses, for himself and for his children. Almost done here. His son's memories of him are ministering to the sick, instructing priesthood leaders, teaching the gospel, and listening to his remarkable conversations. Joseph, his son, the author of the biography, realized he hadn't missed out on what mattered. His son said he wanted to exercise his agency to not go to church one day. Bruce assured him he had agency, which in his family meant you could go to church willingly or unwillingly. The choice is yours. He was anxious for his returned missionary son to marry. He said, quote, "Son, don't you think you ought to have a goal? How many dates do you think you should have each week?" His son began to tell him of a girl he liked, whom he had met a week and a half ago. Bruce said, "Marry her." He explained, quote, You've heard the story of Isaac and Rebekah, haven't you? Which was that they met, walked into Sarah's tent, were married, and loved each other. He continued, quote, "Certainly you're as smart as Isaac, aren't you?" All right, that's the end of my couple notes there on parenting examples from the Bruce McConkie family. Of course, there's more, and it was a really good book, really faith-charging. So read some more about it. Some notes of that at richardsonstudies.com. Have a great night.